Hello, everyone. You're most welcome. Hi, my name is Roslyn, and you're welcome to the Next Study Abroad Fair. This is session one. It's a 2-day fair with 3 sessions, and I'm very, very, very happy that you guys are here. I know we're still going to have people joining in. So at the start, we're going to be having some introductions, and then we can go proper into the presentations. So today we're going to be talking about Europe. We're um, giving our focus to Europe in particular. Now, Europe is a location that a lot of us have actually heard about. A lot of us have probably wanted to study there, but there's very limited information about the processes, especially country-specific processes. Now, this is unlike what you have for Canada, for the US, for Ireland, maybe for Australia, and then for the UK, because why? They are English-speaking countries and their educational systems are very similar to what you have in Nigeria and Ghana. Before I go more into our conversation, let me introduce myself. My name is Roslyn. I think that was actually not really nice for me not to introduce myself. My name is Roslyn Buduba. I work with Nexi Concept Limited in the Lagos office. I have here with me my colleague, Josh from Josh, I don't think I can see you. Is it possible that you unmute and then you share your camera so I can introduce you to our audience here? My colleague from Ghana. Josh, are you here? Okay, can't see you yet, but that's okay. Okay, so like as I was saying, usually there isn't enough information, right? Especially because you have most of this information embedded in loads of internet pages, and most of the quality information are not even in English. So if you're looking for information that can help you to make decisions on either which country to go to, what courses to study in, the processes for application, for visa, relocation, and even connecting with people who can actually help you to settle in is very, very difficult. And that's why we're having this fair today. And we're having some of our partner schools here to talk to us directly. Now, they're going to be sharing information about their schools. They're also going to be sharing entry requirements, visa requirements, financing. That is a very big topic, and I know everybody is going to be interested in that. And you're going to have the opportunity to ask your questions. So here we're going to have 3 of our partners talk, 2 institutions from France, and then 1 of our agency that is going to summarize for every other country is going to talk at the end. After each session, you're going to have the opportunity to ask questions. So please take down your notepads, jot down the questions you want to ask, because right here is an opportunity for you to meet them live and then have your questions answered. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. All right, so the agenda for today is first introducing Nexi. Nexi is the study abroad agency that is bringing this fair to you. We've been in the business for over 11 years now, and we've helped over 6,000 people achieve their study abroad dreams. And we definitely hope to do more. Initially, we were really focused in English-speaking countries, which I would say was the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and Ireland. However, from 2023 rather, we've expanded into the Europe market. And this is one of the reasons why we're actually doing this fair, to bring this information to you. So we're going to be having this for just 10 minutes. It's almost 10 minutes. And then we're going to be having one of our partner schools from Burgundy Business School come in at 3:10 to 3:25, 3:35. And that is actually for Nigeria. We have 2:10 for Ghana, so that I can actually represent your timing very well. And then following that, we're going to have the ISC Business School, 3:35 for Nigeria and 2:35 for Ghana. Then we're having KC Overseas, and then questions and answers, closing remarks. So please, let's go very quickly. I think I have about 2 minutes left. So we can go to the next slide. So this is Nexi. Like I said, we've been in existence since 2013, and we've helped over 6,000 people achieve their dreams. It's our passion to actually help people navigate the very, I would say, not straightforward process when it comes to studying abroad, especially when you want to study in countries that give very rewarding degrees at the end of your program. And we have actually assisted a lot of people in doing this, and we're looking to assist much more. Let's go to the next slide. We have 4 locations. We're located in Lagos, which is our head office, located in Abuja, Port Harcourt, and these 3 offices are in Nigeria. And we're also located in Accra, Ghana. Let's go. So today we're going to be having 3 of our guests here. If I can just, okay. Ebu, your slide, could you just raise it? Because the names are not showing. So I could read out the names, if that is possible. Okay. Okay, so we're having it's quite small. Okay, so we're having, are you moving? All right, thank you very much. So we're having Miss Perishte Dastanova. She's the International Recruitment Officer at Burgundy Business School. She's going to be here. And we're having Mr. Christopher Brossard, the Director of Development at ISC Business School, both located in France. And we're having one of our brothers here, Mr. Franklin Ujoku, the Regional Manager for KC Overseas, who is going to be looking at other locations in Europe. So why do you want to be here? I think I've actually spoken about this at the beginning of this session. You are going to learn a lot about, what it is to study in Europe as opposed to the other locations that are very popular with Nigerians and Ghanaians, and then the opportunities that are available for you to take as at this moment. And of course, we're here, Nexi is here to help you navigate that process. So please have all your questions and everything in between. We're here for you. Let's go to the next slide. So let's begin. So with that being said, we're going to be letting our first speaker in from Burgundy Business School. Agatha, if you can please just help switch her to the host permission so that she can share her slide. So you'll be seeing my face pretty soon. For now, I'm going to go mute and stop my video as well. Hi.
Hi, Rosalind. I hope you guys can hear me and see me well. So my name is Perishte Dastanova. I am an international recruitment manager at Burgundy School of Business, and thank you all for being here today. Let me share my screen. Just a second. Okay, so I know that we have a limited time for presentation, so just in case if I'm if I'm taking too long, Rosalind, just let me know, because there are lots of things to say and to present to our audience today. Okay, let me just a second, sorry. I'm trying to make my screen bigger, but takes a bit of, sorry, just a second. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. Let me introduce our school. Burgundy School of Business, BSB, is one of the top business schools in France, located in 2 cities. We have campus in Dijon, is a capital of Burgundy region, and we have a second campus in Lyon city, which is the 3rd largest city in France. Just quickly, I would like to share some interesting numbers. France is one of the most popular countries for international students, right after US, UK, and Australia. And France is also the first non-English speaking host country in the world. For example, in 2023, we've hosted more than 370,000 international students in France in different programs, and majority of international students, they choose a field of business and management. And BSB is one of the business schools, so our main focus is remains international business, entrepreneurship, and management. BSB has all international accreditations. We are Triple Crown accredited school. We have American accreditation called WACSB, European accreditation EQUIS, and we have a separate accreditation for our MBA program called AMBA, which allows us to be among 1% of best business schools worldwide. According to Financial Times, our Master in Management program is ranked as top 100 best management programs in the world. And on a national level, according to CGM, it's a national ranking body, BSB is 13th best business school in France. Of course, all our programs, they are also ranked nationally by Ministry of Higher Education, and BSB is a proud member of Conference des Grandes Écoles. So in case if some of you are not aware of this body, I would suggest you to check also more on the internet. There will be lots of information. Basically, in France, we have more than 350 business schools existing, but not all of them are recognized as a Grande École, and Grande École is translated from French as a higher education, I'm sorry, higher school of, it can be of management or engineering school. So basically, this is a cluster of most prestigious and elite group of business schools in France, and there are 38 members. Like I said already, we have two campuses. We have campus in Dijon and in Lyon city. I have a little map on the screen. And Dijon is located 90 minutes away from Paris, and Lyon is 2 hours away from Paris. So you guys can choose any of the campuses. You can come historical campus, the big campus, and it is our Dijon campus. And we are building a new campus also in Lyon. So in 2025, we will be able to host more than 2,000 people in 2,000 international students in Lyon campus. Here we have some pictures of Dijon. Me, myself, I'm based in Dijon as well, so I can tell you more about this beautiful French medieval town. The campus itself is located in city center, so you don't need to take any public transportation. Everything is reachable by walking distance. So the location itself is very, very central. And I would like to show a little promotional video to just for you to give an idea what is it like to be a student at BSB. I hope you can hear my sound.
Yes.
So this is Dijon. It's a really cozy city. I would say it's a student city. There are lots of students, not only French, but also international. And it's a really safe environment. You shouldn't be worried about being robbed or anything. It's like it's really a safe place to be, and nothing will be distracting you from the studies. That's for sure. And it's easier to find an accommodation, I would say, in Dijon. We have our own partners. We have public dormitories and private dormitories as a partner. So if you need help in finding an accommodation, you can also reach out to our international office, and we will share with you the network that we have in the city. And also, we of course have a second campus in Lyon. But I think there is no need to tell you more about Lyon. A lot of people know Lyon very well. It's the third largest city in France. About the programs, so at BSB, we offer undergraduate and postgraduate programs, and we also have one program, MBA program, but it's quite special program. It's MBA in wine and spirits business. So if you are looking for something unique and niche, I would also suggest you to pay an attention for this specific program in wine and spirits business. For bachelor students, we are offering this program, this generic program called Bachelor in Management. It's a 3 years undergraduate program, fully taught in English. Of course, this program also exists in French language. In case some of you speak French, you can choose to study in French as well. But if you speak only English, you don't need to speak French to study in our bachelor program. The cost of the program, the tuition fees, is 9,000 euros per year. And if some of you, if you want to transfer from your local universities to BSB, you have this opportunity. As long as you have the right number of ECTS credits, you can transfer on the second year of the program or directly to the third year, to the last year of bachelor degree, and get our diploma. In that case, price is a bit different. Instead of 9,000, it will cost you 10,200 euros. During the first 2 years, you will be studying fundamentals of management. So you will be covering all core courses of international business, like finance, accounting, marketing, supply chain, human resources, micro macro economics, etc. And on the third year, you can choose a specialization, so-called minor, and we have 6 different options for you. You can choose either international business management, wine tourism, digital management, business development, luxury marketing, or data and web. Just to understand in which industry you would like to develop your career after the graduation. So it's kind of for you the test, to understand if you actually want to do a digital management, or if you have some interest for luxury marketing. And then later on, either you can start working directly in that industry or continue your studies at the master's degree. Also, we give an opportunity to study in our partner universities for our bachelor and master students. So on the third year of your bachelor, you have a chance to go for exchange program. We have more than 200 partner universities worldwide, so you can choose any of the destinations. I've listed just few examples of universities we are working with, but of course the list is much bigger. So I would advise you to visit our website and see the full list of our partner universities. So we have partners in US, in Canada, in South America. We have partners in Australia, in Asia, in Central Asia, in all around the Europe, of course. So you can go as an exchange student, and it's included into the price, into the tuition fees. So you don't pay anything additional for the exchange program. And we also offer some international dual degree programs and dual degree opportunities. For bachelor students, we have 10 international dual degree programs available. And for master students, we have more than 60 dual degree programs, international. So if you will choose to study your dual degree abroad, you will have to spend the entire third year of bachelor program, the entire academic year in a partner university. And by the end of your studies, you will get two diplomas, one from French Business School from BSB and one from the partner university. And of course, for the price of BSB, which is 9,000 euros per year. So I've just listed few examples of universities we are working with. So you can go there as an exchange student and have this truly international experience. Some of you can go to choose to go to South Korea, for example, or Italy. So there are lots of interesting options to discover. For master students, we have two types of programs. The first one is Master in Management Grande École. This is a classic program specifically designed for French business schools for French Grande École. This program is equivalent to an MBA program. The content itself is really similar to an MBA program, and this program is fully accredited. So you see on the screen the names of the accreditations. After graduating from this program, students will have an opportunity to apply for stay-back visa, and you guys can stay in France for additional 12 months and look for your first job. And this program also exists in both languages, in English and or French. If you guys will choose to study in English, then you don't need to speak French. We will offer you free French classes at BSB. French classes are mandatory for our international students. We want you to fully integrate in France and have more opportunity to find your first job after the graduation. So French language is going to be part of the program. And this program costs 13,000 euros per year. Again, the advantage of the program is that you can apply to this program with any background. So basically, if you have never previously studied management, for example, your bachelor is in engineering or law or medicine or English literature, you can still apply to this program because we know that there are lots of people who would like to shift their career. So during the first year of this program, you will be studying fundamentals of management, but on an advanced level, of course. And on the second year of this program, you can choose again a specialization. So maybe you can specialize more in human resources, or you can specialize in finance, or in marketing, or entrepreneurship. So basically, you will have different type of fields to explore on the second year of the program. But first year of Master in Management remains the same for everyone. It's fundamentals of management. So our goal is to give you the solid base in international business first. So then later on, you can choose the section that would be more interesting for you. The unique part of this program, again, is different type of options for the second year. So basically, you have an opportunity to apply for international dual degrees. We have 60 different options. Then we can also offer you internal dual degree programs, and you can choose one of the MSc programs listed in our portfolio for your second year and get two diplomas, one from Master in Management program, Master Grande École, and the second diploma from one of the MSc programs, Master of Science. Also, you have an opportunity to study abroad for one semester, and we also offer you apprenticeship programs. In French, they call alternance. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time to speak about every single option offered at the program, but in case if you guys have specific question, please don't hesitate to write your question in the chat. We will check them right after the presentation. Then we have second type of master programs. They called Master of Science. These are very practical programs. I would say cutting edge programs with a lot of practice, not only academical. We cover not only academical part, but also a lot of real life cases at these programs. They are quite short. These are 1 year programs, intensive, and they all cost 15,500 euros. For example, if I'm not mistaken, in Nigeria, most of you guys study 4 years of bachelor, so maybe it will be more interesting for you to apply directly to the 1 year of Master of Science programs. And we have 6 options in English and 2 in French. For English speaking students, we offer MSc program in Corporate Finance and Investment Banking. We have program in Arts and Cultural Management. This program is one of our we are pioneers in this field, and one of our programs that we are very proud of. We've been teaching this program for more than 30 years now, and we have a huge experience and very large network in case if you're interested in creative industries. We also have a program in data science and organizational behavior. I think it's trend for the past few years now. We have our own laboratory called LISAC. So if you'll be interested in this program, I would suggest you also to find more information on our website. And then we have a program in luxury management and innovation, MSc in wine management, and MSc in artificial intelligence and digital technology management. BSB was very first business school in France of introducing the program in artificial intelligence and digital technology management back in 2020, when we saw the demand and the trend that we need actually those students and young specialists understanding both the hard skills and soft skills at the same time, because nowadays on the job market we have a lot of people understanding AI and the tools itself, but not so much they don't have necessarily the knowledge in management and managing the project. So we decided to combine both of these aspects in this program called artificial intelligence and digital technology management. This program is taught in Lyon campus, and the rest of the programs are available in Dijon campus. And then we have 2 programs in French. Please let me know if you would be interested in French taught programs. We can come back to this programs and tell about them in more details. Then my favorite part, of course, of the presentation is our School of Wine and Spirits business. In general, what makes us different from any other business school in France is the fact that we are specialists in this specific field in industry of wine and spirits business. Our MBA program is #1 program here in France, and we are in top 3 worldwide. We are among Sonoma State University and Adelaide University in Australia. At this school, at School of Wine and Spirits Business, we offer 4 different programs. The main one is MBA in Wine and Spirits Business, of course. We don't, the ideal candidate for us is not only the person who have already previous experience in wine industry. It can be anyone, but with any background. But as long as you guys have a passion for wine and for spirits in general, and of course we need candidates with solid number of work experience. We're looking for senior profiles. In case if you don't have work experience, you can consider for yourself our MSc Wine Management. We are accepting students who just graduated from their bachelor degree, and we have also program in French. Also in wine and spirits business, and we have a specialization for bachelor students called wine tourism. Here I've listed some examples of companies where our graduates are working after the graduation, and I have some numbers. For example, 94% of our graduates found their job within less than 6 months after the graduation, and the average salary, gross salary for our graduates is approximately 42,000 euros per year. I think Rosalind wanted to stop me. I guess its time, but I will just quickly, if you give me just 5 minutes, I would like to tell about the entry requirements. I think it's important. So
Yes.
basically, yes, thank you, Rosalind.
Yeah.
So basically, we don't have any entrance exams, so no need to be stressed. We do not ask for GMAT or GRE to enter our master programs. All you need to provide is your diploma. If you're interested in undergraduate program, then please submit your high school diploma and academic transcripts. If you're interested in postgraduate program, you would need to submit your bachelor's degree diploma and academic transcripts, of course. And the language requirement, I guess, in Nigeria, English is an official language. So all you need to do is just to get a certificate from your school that you were studying full time in English. That would be enough. And you will have to submit your application online. We have an online form. It takes like 15 minutes to submit it, as long as you have all the documents ready. For the documents, we need a copy of your passport, we need your resume, personal statement. We don't have standards for personal statement, like 700 words is more than enough. We would need the copy of your diploma. In case if you don't have diploma yet, you can ask for the certificate of enrollment from your school, academic transcripts, language proof. I guess you don't need if you're from Nigeria. And if you have any other diplomas and certificates, don't hesitate to attach them. The application fee is 100 euros for everyone. And the next step, since we don't have entrance exams, the next admission step is going to be online interview. The interview is conducted one way. You will have an access to the platform. The link is valid for 3 days, so make sure you do not miss your deadline. And as soon as we get your interview recording, we will be able to give an answer within a week or maximum 10 days. The application deadline is, I have a lot of things to tell, but I don't have much time left. So the application deadline is 10th of July. All our programs, they start in September 2024. Most of them are mid-September, so you still have time. If you're interested to apply for this year, please don't hesitate to submit your application.
That was very good.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dastonova. And
Thank
hello,
you.
everyone. My name is Josh Taki from Ghana. I'm a senior recruitment officer. So nice of you all to take the time out of your day to join. We're really excited to have you all here. So as has been said, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the chat as we go along. Our counselors are also in the live and they'll be responding to you as and when.
I think there's a question.
Okay.
Ruth Zakari and Christian Okorie.
So
Christian says, is there an installment? I think you can see the question. So
yes. So yes, the payment plan is as follows. As soon as you get the admission at BSB, you will be given 20 days to confirm the offer, and you have to confirm the offer by paying the deposit of 4,000 euros. So as soon as you pay the deposit, we will send you the final acceptance letter, and you can start your visa application. And the remaining amount of the tuition fee can be paid in 2 installments. First one in September on your arrival, and the last part of the tuition fees will be paid in January, the second semester. I hope it's clear. How much is the tuition fees? So our undergraduate program costs 9,000 euros per year. The duration of the program is 3 years. Our master's programs, the 2-year master program costs 13,000 euros per year, and 1-year Master of Science programs, they cost 15,500 euros for the entire program. Is there application fee waiver? So for the application fee waiver, I think you have to speak with our colleagues, with Joshua and Rosalind. I think they can provide you the waiver on their side. Okay.
Okay, so I can see a question here that's asking, let me just scroll down. Do you offer any visa assistance to your students? Yes, we would do that. We would offer all the assistance you need for people located in Nigeria and Ghana. So your visa services is totally something that you can leave to us, and we can guarantee that it will go smoothly.
All right, I think we have a question about
Scholarship.
scholarships, if there are any scholarships available.
It's a very good question, guys. We have our last deadline, scholarship deadline, this 15th of June. We still have some merit-based scholarships left. So if you are interested, please submit your application to the program first. And as a second step, submit your scholarship application on the website. We can offer up to 50% scholarships for talented students. So we will be evaluating your GPA, the results of your interview, and in general, the quality of your application. So if you're interested, please send your scholarship applications. And of course, before sending the scholarship application, you have to submit the application for the program itself.
All right, thank you very much. And there are more questions coming up in the chat. So
Okay.
there's one about English requirements to be presented beside the IELTS. Any alternative to that?
Besides IELTS, we are also accepting TOEFL, TOEIC, and Duolingo. We can also accept Cambridge certificate. Yeah, so these are main exams that we are accepting at BSB.
Okay, I think maybe I would like to speak from where the person is coming from. On our side of the world, we write WAEC exams. So is it possible that a student either from Nigeria or Ghana can submit their English results from their WAEC exams? Will that pass?
Is it the same with WASSCE? Is it the same
Yes.
thing? Oh, okay. Sure. Yes, absolutely. You can submit that result as well.
What is the minimum grade this person should score?
Oh, this is a good question. So basically, we are accepting, of course, students with the results of more than 50%. That's minimum. But if you are at BSB, we have this holistic approach. We are not only looking at the grades. We are also going to look at the CV, what kind of maybe side projects students have. So you have to, if you don't have very good results, you have to compensate it with other qualities. Maybe you play sports, maybe you do some volunteering, and also if you prepare quality application, you will write an excellent cover letter and prepare yourself for the exam. So we give chance for students with more than 50% results at WASSCE. I'm sorry, I'm not so good in this exams, but we give a chance for students with more than 50%. Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
I think that's all we're going to have time for, unfortunately. Guys, please stay till the end. We're going to be able to attend to all your questions at the end. Right now, we need to have our next presenter come on because he's been waiting for, I think, about 10 minutes now.
Sorry.
But thank you. No, okay.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
Yes, it was amazing having you here. And do have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, guys, so we're going to jump straight into the next session. So coming up next, we have Mr. Christophe Brossard. He's the Director of Development at ISC Business School in France. So I'll hand over to him now so he can take us through the next session.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes,
Good.
cool.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good afternoon. A lot of information for you. So can I share my screen now?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's go. I'm going to introduce you to business schools located in Paris and Orléans. Can you see the slide? Yes or not on the screen?
Yes, I can see this.
Good,
I can
good. How long do you have? Because I know we have to catch up with the delay. So how long do you give me?
30 minutes.
20 minutes? Thank you very
30
much.
minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes, great. Okay, so I'm going to show you some slides and maybe a video if we have time. But I guess the essential is probably to have an exchange with all of you guys. And I should be joined by someone of our team, but she had some difficulties to connect. She's more specifically of the admission process. Her name is Mrs. Diop. She's based in Senegal, and she would be happy to answer your questions. But I can cover the subjects anyway, so let's hope she will make it. So briefly about our school. So we are a business school, so that's fine for you, I guess. You all understand the concept. We've been around for 60 years now. We were born in 1963. So let's not go into all the details of this slide so that you know we are happy to have our programs, of course, accredited by the French Ministry of Higher Education. We have the visa and the grade for the bachelor and the master. So the grade is an important thing because it's a perfect equivalent of a license or a master. But we also have most of the international accreditation. So I will not go into details so that you know that we are in a constant quality improvement process because we regularly have to renew these accreditations, and we are controlled by third party. As I said, we have two campuses. Originally, we were born exactly where we are in Paris. So you can see the picture on the right. And since 2020, we have a new campus in a city in the province of Paris, but it's not far from Paris. It's 100 kilometers out of Paris in Orléans, which is a nice campus, very new in an old building, totally renovated in the very heart of the city. It's a smaller city, but there are a lot of companies as well. And Paris is our basic original campus. We have more than 80 nationalities among our students and also among, by the way, the professors. One of a key important element of our pedagogy is what we call students' enterprises. Some schools call it association. So I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of student associations. We try to do it our own way, and it works both for international and national students. This is an holistic experience. We give you the chance to create projects, go to the end of your projects, develop things which can be useful. Especially in Paris, we have a lot of activities in charity and that type of thing. So, for instance, we have one of the enterprises named Aide Mondiale, which is specialized in helping younger people across the globe, especially in Africa, but in other regions as well. So it's really a project-based approach because we believe that, yes, you will learn from the lessons, we will learn from the professors, you will learn in class, but you will also learn a lot in the way that you will build these projects with your other fellow students. So as a summary, small school, but with a lot of alumni, 20,000 more than alumni, and they are across the globe as well. We teach both in French and in English. I will come back to that later, but some of our programs are fully English, some are mixed in French and English. We have a faculty composed of PhD professors, mainly because it's important for the accreditations. I mentioned the student enterprise, two campuses, and a lot of international partnership. This is, by the way, an important aspect, mainly for national students, I have to say, is that you have a strong network of partner universities in all regions of the globe. So what is our mission? Our mission is to enable everyone to reveal their talents, but with a clear objective to be, I would say, useful and to contribute to a sustainable future in an international context. So this may sound like a sentence which is a little bit empty, but this is something that every day is helping our professors and our teams to create the experiences for our students, wherever they can come from, of course. We have some values, as you probably have as students. We are very open. We believe that the difference makes the richness. We are very ambitious, but ambition is related to an objective. So all of you have your own objective. We want you to reach your objective. It's all about group work, sharing, of course, and being able to learn from the failures, because the failures are most of the time the best way to success at the end of the day. And let me show you maybe a short video. I think maybe it will give you a flavor.
There's no audio playing. Is that how it's supposed to be?
You should have had a music. I'm sorry, you didn't music. I'm sorry.
No, there was no music.
Uh, Sorry for that, but I hope you had the subtitles, so there was a little technical failure for that. I'm sorry. You didn't listen to the music and the words? It was just
No,
silent with the
it was
subtitles?
just a picture.
Ah, and you didn't see the video playing?
Yeah, I could see it playing, but there was no audio.
All right, so sorry for that technical issue. I'm not very familiar with this system. Okay, so I guess you had at least a little bit of a flavor, and I hope it was not too long because when you don't have the words and the language, but everything was written as subtitles, so I hope you could at least follow the storytelling. Right, now let's dive into the range of programs that we can propose to all students, Nigeria, Ghana, or any other countries. So as all schools, we obviously propose the undergraduate program, the Bachelor in Management. So it's a program with a grade of license. It's, well, as I said, it benefits from a lot of accreditation. This program is really about helping you to become flexible managers, able to evolve in a national and international companies. So it will go with internships that we will help you to find, obviously, in the French or international companies. We also have a full track in English. And this can be, it's a very generalist program, but of course you can pick up at least two specializations which are fully in English, digital and marketing communication or international business. So these two specializations are available in full English. It's a 3 year studies and not 13 years. Sorry for the mistake here. So it's taught in English, and you have, well, the tuition fees on the side. It's around 10,000 a year, right, in euros. So that's the traditional undergraduate bachelor. Then I also have to quote that we have another undergraduate program, more American in its format. I don't know if Burgundy Business School mentioned that. I don't know their offer very well, but it's a BBA or Bachelor in Business Administration. So it's not a 4 year program. It's not a 3 year program. Sorry, it's a 4 year program. And it's all about international experience. So part of the element of this BBA is that in the 3rd year, the year before diplomation, you will not study, if you follow this program at ISA Paris, but you will have to study in one of our university partners across the globe for a year. So if you come from Nigeria or Ghana, it would mean that you would have 2 years in Paris, then, or Orléans, so in France, then a year in one of the partner university, and then back to Paris for the 4th year, right? So small groups, much more international, fully taught in English for all students. The groups are smaller, it's very international, and it's really an open-minded type of program for open-minded type of managers. So less traditional than the bachelor in 3 years, but also very attractive. So these are the two undergraduate programs that we propose. Then let's move to the king of the program, the one that with which we started, the master. So 20 years ago, ISC Paris was only proposing this master in management. So this is a big program, strong program, 4 years, can be taught, sorry, 2 years according to your level of entry, of course, fully in English. It can be followed fully in English with 2 specialization. So it's the traditional master in management, I would say, international business and management, and there are other specializations, but they are more in French. So if some of you speak French, you can consider taking another specialization, and we can help you in the first year to, of course, improve the level of French. Then we have a range of what we call Master of Sciences or MSCs. So these are specialized masters. We have basically 2 types of tracks according to your level of academic when you enter the program. So the regular track is a 24 months program. 24 months, so 2 years, means 3 academic semesters. The first one will be pretty generalist, and the 2 others will be very focused on the specialization that you will choose, with partner companies around you and with very specific aspects of the specialization which will be taught to you. And the 4th semester is, and you need to complete this 4th semester. The 4th semester will be an international professional experience which is related to the field of specialization. So for instance, if you pick up international business and supply chain, one of the most popular that we have, with the growth of e-commerce, with the growth of new business models, it's very important to have the mastery of, yes, the business drivers, but also the way that you will be able to organize all the fulfillment process and the supply chain and logistics process. You will have to, and we will help you for that, of course, have a 6 months internship in this area or in the company where this area is important, and you would have to work on a project related to the specialization. So this is the case for international business and supply chain. It can be the case also for business finance or for hospitality, marketing and management. So it's all about, let's say, tourism, but it's a little bit broader than that. Say, how do you make a successful business out of traveling? We also have a brand new one on luxury marketing and management. So whatever specialization you pick up for the MSc or Master of Science, we will help you to find this 6 months experience, which has to be credited. So it's part of the diploma process. So this is for the MSc. So how does it work? And I was happy enough to listen to my colleague because I joined on time. So I will not going to replicate. It's very close to what you heard from Burgundy Business School, which means that we will need elements from you first. You will have to register and provide us, of course, the basic elements and the cover letter or the personal statement, as it was mentioned. Then we will invite you for an examination, a 20-minute interview made on Google Meet or Teams or whatever. It can be face-to-face if we can make it, if you can make it, but usually it will be online. Then we will have to evaluate during this interview your motivation, your background, your project, your goals, and how does the program that we propose fits with your objectives. Our own objective is not to recruit students. Our objective is to recruit people who will get the diploma at the end, and we will use the diploma to build up the career they want to build, the project they want to build, be it a charity project, be it a very focused on business project. We want you to help to contribute to a better world. So that's our objective. So we have a traditional application process, I would say. We have 2 intakes, one in September. So we will soon close, but we always extend the period the intake of September, and then we will have a spring intake, spring being very large because it starts in February. So this is open for the people who want to start a bachelor and or the MSc. It's not open for the master. The master is only one intake a year. It's in September, the fall intake, as many people call it. And then the spring intake, it's more the B1, the bachelor 1 year, the bachelor first year, and the two MSCs formats that I have mentioned. Okay, so what are the requirements for the bachelor and BBA program, which are the undergraduate programs? Basically, you will have to prove to us that you have the equivalent of a secondary school diploma or a degree equivalent of what the French would call baccalaureate, so end of secondary school or college, as some people call it. If you want to enter directly in the second year, it's possible, but then we will have to establish with you that you at least completed a successful first year in a university or another school, but you will have to demonstrate that you delivered the equivalent of 60 ECTS or whatever currency which is equivalent in your country or region. So we have specialists internally which will be able to evaluate that you have completed the first year in a university with success. And of course, it has to be connected to the theme, which would be management and business. If you come to us with a first year in, let's say, pharmacy, it would be more difficult for us to accept you because, and not because we don't want you with us, because we don't believe that it's a good start for you to get the bachelor diploma at the end of the process. And you can also join in the third year, but in this case, of course, same as the first year, you will have to prove that you have completed with success 2 years of university and that it is consistent with your study program. So again, if you come to us with beginning of university in business, in law, in international commerce or whatever, we will study your file. If it is from a totally different background, technical or whatever, we don't think it would be profitable for you to follow in 1 year or two a bachelor. It would not be really helpful, or a BBA, by the way, for you. So that's the same for both undergraduate. For postgraduate, the requirements, of course, are different because you can enter in what we call the pre-master year or year one of the program. The reason why we have this pre-master is that typically in the French business schools, when you enter in a master post-prepa, as we call it, you have to complete a preparation school, which usually take 2 years or even 3 years sometimes, and participate in a highly selective competition to enter in the business schools. So we admit people in what we call pre-master year. You will have to prove that you have completed with success 2 years of university level study. You will have to pass the interview as well, of course. But that's the possibility. You can enter as soon as the year one. Then we have the typical M1 and M2, Master 1 and Master 2 program. And here you have to come to us with at least 3 years of university level, or 180 ECTS, or 120 credits. I'm not that familiar, by the way, and sorry for that, with the system in place in Nigeria and Ghana, if it is closer to the UK or the US. I mean about this education currency, but I think you get the overall idea. If you want to enter in the master, you will have to have completed with success at least 3 years in a university or in a superior school before joining us.
Thank you very
Pleasure,
much,
pleasure.
Mr. Christopher. So yes, guys, you can ask your questions now. Please feel free to type your questions
please.
in
I'm
the
not
chat.
sure I will have all the answers, but I can. If I don't have the answer right now, can I provide it to you guys and then you forward it to the students?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a question here that says, do you also teach French
How
to
many
assist English speaking students?
We have recommendations. So to learn French as an English speaking student, which I think is a very good idea, by the way, because even if the program is fully taught in English, you will partly live in French because you will be either in Paris or in Orléans. You will have fellow students. Some of them will speak English, but not that well. We tend to have good English speaking students, but they will speak in French on the day-to-day. So the answer to this question is that we have external partners that we can recommend to the student, with which we can have some special prices. Of course, I'm not going to go through the list right now, but if one of you, and I think again it's a really great idea, if you want to study French as a foreign language in parallel, we can propose you some partners and good. But we don't study French. We don't, sorry, teach French as a foreign language. We teach we teach other languages, but not French. But we have good partners of very high quality, not very far from the school, which are serious, because the problem with learning a foreign language is you can have millions of solutions online or whatever. I saw a question on the installments, I think, if
How
I'm
many
not wrong.
installments can you pay?
Okay.
That's from
So,
Aldo Victor.
yeah. Very good question. Same answer as the one which was given just before me, because I could listen to this part. So firstly, you discuss with us, you get into more details about the program, then you decide to be a candidate, then you pass the interview, then we provide you with the admission or not, and then you start the process. What we request is, once the file is complete and you have passed successfully the admission, to register and to obtain the admission letter, whatever we call it, which the confirmation that you are admitted in this program for this duration starting on this date, because this is what the authorities will want to have to evaluate your visa request. We will ask you for a first deposit. It can be 4,000 as Burgundy school, but it can be 3,000 also. It depends on the program. So I'm not going into the details, but each of the program have a level of deposit. So that's the first deposit. Then there is a second deposit that we will ask you to pay before the intake. So if the intake is in September, for instance, you will need, before you actually start on the campus in class, so we will ask you a second deposit. And then the last installment is for the year, the ongoing year, not for the other years. And we're only considering year after year. Okay, we never ask for a full payment of the full program. If it is 2 or 3 years, we think it would be excessive. So then we will ask you to pay the remaining of the first year at the end of the first semester. So my colleague earlier mentioned January. For us, it would be December. So for instance, if you start in September 24, we will request you that the full year of the year 1, 24-25, is paid by the 20th of December 24. Okay?
Okay.
If you want to pay upfront, because some people find it easier to pay upfront, we offer a 3% discount for that. And of course, year by year. So for instance, if the program is 10,000, you will have paid 3,000, sorry, as a deposit, then 3,000 a second deposit. And if you pay the 4,000 before the start of the class, you will get 3% discount. That's the way it is structured. We are improving, because up to now we were not very well organized on this. So we are thinking about merit-based scholarship, but we don't have for the moment, I'm afraid, because we find it difficult to evaluate the merit of people coming from Ghana, from India, from Australia, from very diverse origins. But we will, for the moment, it's what we propose.
Okay, so we have thank you very much for that. We have a couple of questions and I just want to quickly want you to run through them.
Please.
They're quite quite a lot. So one Damisa says, what's the application response timeline?
That's a very good and complicated question because it depends. Why it depends? I cannot provide you with an answer like 10 days. It will be 10 days or less in certain instances. For instance, the MSc, that's very easy, or the BBA, it will be 2 days after the interview. Okay, that's very
Okay.
easy. For the bachelor and the master, because they have this very specific French qualification, we have to go through a jury with a representative of the Ministry of Higher Education and representative of a third-party university, a public university. So it's very controlled, and it depends. For instance, we had a jury this week on Wednesday morning. If the candidate passed the interview last Thursday or last Friday, will be able to provide him or her with the answer on the Wednesday afternoon, so a few days after. If
Okay.
unfortunately the candidate passed the interview, so we were the 5th of June, I think, yes, 5th of June on Wednesday. If the interview was on the 18th of May, they will have to wait for the master and the bachelor because we are not authorized. And we know that some of the schools are, we can orally mention if someone has technically has a really great evaluation, we know that it would be accepted by the jury, okay? But
Okay.
we cannot send officially the letter before we have the stamps and the signatures of the jury because of the high level of qualification of the bachelor and the master.
Okay.
So it can be
So
variable.
I'll just have two more questions. We have a lot of questions, but I think we only have time to take
Yeah,
two
yeah,
more.
please.
Praise says, what's the deadline for the application?
Okay, so as you saw on the slides, and I guess I will share the slides with you so that maybe you can propose it to the students. I
Okay.
don't know how. It's end of June for the September intake, but we typically extend it sometimes to July and even sometimes to August. So that's for September.
Okay.
For the February and March intakes, so the spring ones, even if spring doesn't start in February, as we all know, it's up to November.
Okay. Awesome.
And we
Okay.
will introduce an early bird discount, which doesn't exist for the moment. It's on the way, but it's not yet in the system, so I cannot disclose it. But from the next spring intake, it's not operational for the
For
summer,
this
for the
intake.
spring
Okay.
intake. Mm.
Okay. So final question. Do the school offer master's program for engineering graduates?
Very, very, very good question. And that's where the advisor aspect of our activity is very important because for instance, compared to my colleague previously, we don't have a very focused on, let's say, data or data science, or it has to be consistent. If someone who has a background in engineering and wants to add another layer of skills, like I want to be able to run or to develop internationally a business, that's consistent. And yes, we will. It depends on the project of the program of the project of the student. I don't know if I'm clear. If it is to add a competency, that's fine. But compared to other schools, I am very open with you, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't work enough yet on hybrid sort of MSCs or masters, which really are still a little bit based on technicalities or science. I don't know if I'm clear. We don't have the equivalent of the AI MSc or
Okay.
that was mentioned by my colleague previously. We are still very much focused on management, HR management, talent development, people, because we strongly believe that the value is in people, especially in the AI world in which we are going to live, and business, commerce, international development, logistics, things like that. So it's always with this prism. So if the project of the student is, I'm very good, I have very strong art skills in even in data or in engineering or in computer sciences, and I want to add on another competency, which is I want to know how to organize a company, how to manage a team, how to manage a project, that's fine. If it is to go further in the field of expertise, we will not have the right solution for you.
Okay. All
Okay?
right. So
I hope
thank
it
you.
was clear, and sorry because I have the feeling that I ran a little bit.
Oh,
But
it's fine. It's
clear.
fine.
And
Everybody's gonna get the
thank
recording,
you
so we can always
for
go back
okay,
and
thank you
watch
for
it.
listening, and I will share the document with our colleagues and
So I don't know if Josh is still here. So now we're going to be
I'm here.
having our colleague from KC Overseas, Mr. Franklin. Now, guys, if you have been waiting to hear about other interesting locations in Europe, Mr. Franklin is going to be giving us a rundown on the other offerings that Europe has to offer. So, Mr. Franklin, you have the floor. Please share your screen. And guys, if you have friends and family that are looking to um, find out more about studying this year or next year, undergraduate, postgraduate, please do well to share the link with them and have.
So, Germany, let me talk about Germany as a study destination quickly. So, it's a very nice place to study, but also I need to let you know that there are two categories of international student applicants in Germany. So, you have the category A student, you have the category B. And who exactly falls into category A? We are talking about students who are going for PhDs or who graduated with first class degrees, okay, going for a master's program. So these are all category A students, okay? So if you fall within this category, your visa process will be very simple so that you can actually get your visa appointment, let's say embassy appointment within 2 weeks or at most 4 weeks. However, for category B students, we are talking about students who made second class upper and then below. So getting visa appointment is not it's very difficult. I don't want to say impossible, but the good news is this: for most of the institutions in Germany, what they have done is that they have campuses in other countries. Okay, other big cities in other countries. Like most of them will have campus either in Dubai, in Athens, that's Greece, Paris, France. You know where you can actually start off your program, and then maybe after like 9 months to 1 year, you can now move into Berlin, Germany to finalize your program. Okay, so students are also allowed to work while studying, and then you can stay back for as long as 18 months. So tuition fee, Germany is a very affordable country in terms of tuition fees. Okay, so tuition fee between 8 to 12,000. To be honest, you can actually find even 7,500 euro. Okay, so as much as 12,000 euro per year. Okay, and then you need to also show a blocked account, which should cover somewhere around 11,280 euro. Now, this blocked account is meant to provide for your living expenses. Okay, so you have to open a blocked account over there in Germany. It's part of the visa requirement. All right, so entry requirement is very flexible. You know, for undergraduate program, basic work on NECO. For masters, you can provide your university certificate minimum of a second class lower. Third classes are not accepted. However, in some cases, if the student has way too much experience, maybe professional work experience that can be verifiable, like when I mean verifiable, very solid experience, and for a good number of years. There are possibilities, but on a normal standard, minimum of a second class lower, okay? And then I also want to make you understand this and just have it at the back of your mind. If you would like to study in Europe, not just Germany alone, now they are very sensitive when it comes to age. Okay, very, very sensitive. So they don't like students who are way too mature in terms of age. So an ideal age for someone going for an undergraduate program will be maximum 25 years and 30 years for someone going for a postgraduate. In particular, let me just say masters. However, if you have a PhD student who is over 35, I don't think that would be a problem. Okay, so just have that somewhere. For Europe as a destination, like I said, not limited to Germany alone. Maximum 25 bachelors, masters 30 at most. Okay, so this is something you also need to have. Then you can earn between 10 to 12 euro per hour. And then, like I earlier said, 18 months stay back, that's post study work permit to stay back for 18 months. You can work 20 hours a week. and it's just a very wonderful place to be. So I would move straight into the next destination. So I'll talk about Netherlands, okay? So while talking about this, let me also bring your attention to something, okay? Because it's not really captured in some of the presentation I'm giving you. So now in Europe, there's what they call family reunification visa. Okay, so I'm saying this, though not all countries will still fall into this. However, Netherlands is one of them. So over here, they wrote spouse visa, they wrote no. So that's actually an error. So in Netherlands, your family can actually join you as an international student under the family reunification visa stream. Okay, so as long as you are up to date in terms of your fees and every other thing within, let's say, 6 months, your family can actually apply to join you in Netherlands and stay with you. Okay, while studying. All right, so it's a very good destination for those who would like to eventually have their family with them while they study. Also, the programs are also taught in English language, okay? And then the tuition fee is very much affordable, between 8 to 12,000 euro as well. Living expense is also very affordable, somewhere between 10 to 12,000 euro. And the most important thing about Netherlands as a destination is that the visa rate is very high, it's way over 90%. The institutions file the visa applications for you. Okay, so you don't get to approach the embassy. They are the ones that help with the visa application. So what really happens is after you have gotten your offer, the visa checklist will be sent to your agent. Then the agent will guide you into preparing your document, ensuring everything is proper, and then your agent shares with the school, and then schools go ahead to do your visa processing for you. However, you will still need to show up for your medicals and for your biometrics physically, okay, in the nearest approved center in your location. This will usually be within Abuja, Lagos, or Benin, okay. So more information will be shared to you by your agent about that. And like I earlier said, also for age, uh, let's say between 25 undergraduate, 30 for postgraduate programs, okay? And then you can work like 16 hours a week, and then your stay back period in Netherlands is 1 year. All right. Uh, Please, if you have questions, just note down your questions. We'll come to Q&A where I would still provide you answers. All right. Uh, Let me talk about Finland as a destination. So it's a very beautiful country. So this is one of the top economies in the world, as a matter of fact. Very peaceful study destination, is highly industrialized, lots of opportunities available for students in Finland. And more so, you can actually also go with your dependents to Finland to study. Okay, so you may want to note some of these countries that make it very easy for you to come over with your family for studies, like to stay back with you. Finland is one of those countries. So for your, you can actually work 30 hours a week for Finland, okay, 30 hours a week, and then you have 2 years post-study work permit. So at the end of your program, you have 2 years to stay back in Finland. You need to work, gather some experience to also build your CV. Second class lower is also accepted for master's programs, English taught programs as well. And then for undergraduate programs, just your work on ECO is also acceptable. Minimum, you need to have minimum of 5 credits. And in most cases, you need to also have credit in relevant courses, okay, related to what you are going for. It's very important to know that tuition fee also is between 8 to 12,000. So something very common for most countries, or common in most countries in Europe as a study destination, is that their tuition fees are usually more affordable than what we have in other continents. Okay, and then maybe other study destinations also averaging between 7 to 12,000 in most cases. Okay, and then living expense is somewhere around 7 to 8,000 per year for Finland. But to be on the safe side, I would tell you to budget somewhere around 10,000 euros per year. So this living expense is meant to cover for your accommodation, is meant to cover for your transport, your feeding, your pocket money. That's if you live like just an average life. Okay, I'm not saying you be very comfortable with that. Okay, but then if you are a student that will be living a very lavish lifestyle, partying here and there, lots of social activities and all, that might not be enough for you. But we are just trying to tell you this as an individual who would just be comfortable. You can get what you want, live a good life, be comfortable and be happy. Somewhere between 7 to 8,000 euro per year is very okay for you. Okay. Yes. So you also need to take note of that. And like I said, you are allowed to provide you're allowed to come with your family to Finland. All right. So the next destination would be, let me see, I think France would be tomorrow, right?
That was
So,
today. That's at 5. Thank you.
all right, thank you. So, the next destination would be Poland. Okay, so Poland is a very good place to study. Lots of opportunities as well for international students. Tuition fee is very much affordable as well, between 8 to 10,000 euro, and then your living expenses somewhere between 6 to 9,000 euro per year. Academic requirement is similar, minimum 5 credits in WAEC or NECO, and then minimum of a second class lower for postgraduate applications. Age limit also applies to this: 25 years maximum for bachelor's programs and 30 years max for master's programs. Okay. And then you can actually earn somewhere around 3.4 US dollars per hour. Okay. Working there, and then you can work somewhere around 20 hours a week. Now, the post-study work permit for Poland is not much. We are looking at 9 months. However, this can actually be extended. Okay. So within this 9 months, you can stay back work. But then, if you're able to secure a very good employer who is willing to sponsor you further to stay back, then your stay can actually be extended. Okay, so you need to know that as well. And family, it's not very easy for family to join you as an international student in Poland. Okay, so their visa rate is good, but they're a bit strict. So you should know that. But like in overall, the visa rate is good. But then, if you really want family to join you, you should look at countries like Netherlands. Denmark is also there, and a good number of countries as well. Finland is good, so student can actually family can join you in Finland. Okay, so I'll move next to Hungary. Hungary is a good destination. Tuition fee is very affordable as well, between 6 to 10,000 pound euro per year. Entry requirement is quite similar. Stay back period is also 9 months, and family can also sponsor you. That's in terms of sponsorship, you're looking at immediate family. Maybe you have your father, your mother, your siblings. They can actually sponsor you for your studies by providing you financial statement, pay your tuition fees, and all of that. So those things are actually required for you to get a study permit. Uh, Age requirement still remains the same: 25 years for bachelor's, maximum 30 for postgraduate applications. Okay, and students can work for as much as 24 hours per week. Okay, so I'll move straight to Denmark. So I really want to talk about Denmark because most people have not really taken time to understand Denmark as a destination. So there are lots of opportunities in Denmark, so many opportunities. I would actually like you to pay a lot of attention here. So one of the interesting facts is that they allow you to stay back for as much as 3 years. Okay, so the post-study work permit allows you to stay in Denmark for 3 whole years, which is a very long time, similar to what you have for Canada. Okay, yet the tuition fee is also very affordable. Now, annual tuition fees would range from, let's say, somewhere around 10 to 20,000 euro per year. Okay, but in most cases, within 10,000 euros at most, you will even get a good number of schools. Okay, and you know the good news now. Once you pay up your tuition fees 100%, you would not require any form of bank statement for your visa application. That is, like I said, if you pay your tuition fees 100%. So once this has been done, bank statement will no longer be required for your visa. Okay, which is a very wonderful one. Then living expenses somewhere around 81,840 Danish kroner per year. If you want to check this in euro, it's still somewhere between 10 to 12,000 euros per year for the living expense. Okay, entry requirement remains the same. Minimum 5 credit for bachelor's programs, minimum of a second class lower for postgraduate applications as well. Okay, you can actually have part-time work hours for 20 hours per week, 3 year stay back period. Family can as well join you in Denmark while you are studying under the family reunification visa. Okay, so you may want to take note about Denmark as a destination. There are lots of opportunities there, and it's a very peaceful destination. I would also like to talk about Austria as a destination. So Austria is one of the top 20 developed countries in the world. Okay, a lot of enjoying good quality of life, lots of opportunities. English is widely spoken, it's both English and German. However, English is widely spoken. 70% of the population in Austria speaks English. Okay, so sometimes when you are looking at some of these destinations, you'll be like, they are speaking German, a lot of German. The fact is that they also speak English, and it might also interest you to know that in Nigeria as a country, uh, if you just want to use Nigeria as a case study, the percentage of the population that speak English in Nigeria is less than actually 60%. Somewhere around 55% of Nigerians speak English. That's the truth. You can do your research. You understand what I'm saying. Maybe you and I know how to speak, we can communicate, we can relate, but trust me, there are lots of people who cannot even understand what we are saying. When we speak, they feel we are speaking in foreign languages. Yes, that is the truth. So in Austria, over 70% of them speak English. However, German is also spoken, and tuition fee is very affordable. You're looking at 8,000 to 15,000 euro per year. Living expenses somewhere around 13 to 14,000 euro per year as well. And then entry requirement remains the same, minimum 5 credits for undergraduate studies, then minimum second class lower for postgraduate applications. And in as much as second class, CGPA needs to be 6 and above to be safe. Okay, CGPAs of 2.5, you might not be able to apply. Okay, so somewhere around 2.6, 2.7 and above would be better off and put you in a very good position of being admitted into their program. You can also work for 20 hours a week, and then your stay back period is 1 year. Okay, so like I said in when I was talking about Poland, I think Poland is 9 months, Austria is 1 year. So in as much as it's 1 year, if you have a very good job, whose employer willing to sponsor you, you can actually have your stay back period extended. What they don't want is somebody being idle in the country doing nothing. So if you are there for a purpose. You're either studying or you are working. At the end of your post-study work permit, if you can't find a job, you have to leave. On the other hand, if you have an employer willing to sponsor you to keep working there to stay back, then you can stay. Okay. And then permanent residence is something that is actually possible. And this is something that will be determined by the length of your stay in total. Usually, if you have stayed up like 5 years, and you have a very good employment status, then your adherence to immigration laws as well. So if within this time you have not had any issues with the authorities, you have been very law abiding, and more so like you came in a legal way, okay, and also you are staying there legally as well. That's lawful entry and lawful residence. Okay, this is not just limited to Austria alone. For most of the countries in Europe, okay, permanent residency is possible, dependent on length of stay, uh, employment status, adherence to immigration laws, and then you must have also come in a lawful way as well. So these are key determinants that would help you secure a permanent residency in most of the European countries. Okay, so that is very much possible. For Austria, you cannot come in with your dependent while studying. Okay, so that is it. So I think if you have questions, I would be willing to take your
I
questions
think
right.
somebody asked about Malta. Could you share something about Malta?
Okay, so I'll talk about Malta as a destination. Unfortunately, I don't have a slide here, please. Sorry about that. But
Okay.
Malta is a fast growing study destination right now. Okay, and in fact, in the EU, it's one of the cheapest places to study, and you have tuition fees ranging from, let's say, even as low as 4,500 euros to as high as 7,000 euros. In most cases, over 70% of the institutions, you would find tuition fees somewhere around 5,000 euros per year. Okay, and then living expense is slightly below 10,000 euros per year, or you can just say approximately 10,000 euros. So the good thing is that there are a lot of most of the programs offered would be in area of business, okay, more of business courses, and then you have some courses in area of health sciences, okay, nursing, medicine, and all and the likes. And then entry requirements is very flexible as well. Malta is one of the destinations where you could actually secure admission with the third class. It is one destination in Europe where you can secure an admission with a third class degree. Okay, please, whoever asked that question, God bless you for that, because this is a very important destination to talk about. So, with a third class degree, you can apply, prepare a very good CV, get your transcripts, university certificates, and then apply. And in most cases, you would not require English language testing. It is not compulsory for a lot of schools in Malta. So in most cases, some of them give outright waivers, while some of them will ask you for a medium of instruction letter stating that you have been taught and assessed in English language. This also is applicable in Germany as well. Likewise, Finland, even some schools in Netherlands as well. Okay, so would accept a medium of instruction letter stating that you have been taught and assessed in English language. So it's a very good destination. You can equally work and study. Coming with family is not immediate. You can't bring family immediately as you're entering into Malta. However, by the time you stay between 6 months to 1 year, family can also join you under the family reunification visa. Uh, to stay as you study. So it's a very good study destination, and there are lots of opportunities in Malta as a destination. So, if you have questions now, please bring them forth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin. Yeah, so you actually have a lot of questions, and as I think some also cut across to the France section we've had, but I feel you'll be able to attend to those questions as well. So I'm just going to be reading out the questions for you to take. We have one from Olufemi here. It says, "What's the duration, sir, for spouse to come to Finland?"
So, duration, they can actually, within 6 months, okay, within 6 months, they can apply. And it's very straightforward. They will get the visa. Okay, so they will get the visa. It's very straightforward. In as much as the EU has the family reunification visa stream, some countries, specific countries, actually make it a lot easier. Why some of the countries also, in as much as some other countries do not make it a lot easier for them to come in. Okay, like Austria, like the last one I just said. But then a country like Finland, within even 4 to 6 months, they can apply and they'll be getting the visa once they have met all the requirements.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So it said the tuition fees mentioned in these different countries. Is it the same for all courses? This is from Favor Silas.
They are very identical. I tell you the truth. They are very, very identical. So in most cases, their tuition fee always have a lower limit, and I don't want to say maximum limit because maybe there are some courses you may apply for that may be slightly more expensive, but then they are usually within this limit, within this range, somewhere between 7 to 12,000 euros in most cases, in the exception of Ireland. Ireland is more expensive. Okay, Ireland is expensive. Ireland, we are talking about somewhere as much as 16,000 euros. Okay, but in the exception of Ireland as a destination, most of all these destinations I've talked about is within 10 to 12,000. Even Denmark is mostly between 10 to 12. 20,000 is not very common. Okay, for the tuition range is not common. Germany between 7,000 to 12,000 as well.
Thank you very much. Oluwafemi says, can all the tuition fees be paid in installments?
Very good question. Very good question. So, not all countries will allow you to pay tuition fees in installments. Very interesting question. Now, a country like Malta will not allow you to pay tuition fee in installments. For Malta, you pay your fees 100% upfront. Why? It's because the tuition fee is already affordable. So, if your tuition fee per annum is 5,000 euro, they would never allow you to pay, let's say, even 50%. You have to pay all because for some other destinations that may allow you to pay 50% of the fees, their tuition fee may be somewhere around 12,000. And even if you have to pay their 50%, you are paying somewhere around 6,000, which is even more than what a country like Malta will ask you to pay. Ireland is also, in most cases, will ask you for 100% tuition fee payment. Okay. For Germany, some schools will ask you for 100% tuition fee. Some will ask for 50%. Um, Finland as well, a good number of the schools will also ask you for 50% of the tuition fee payment. So not all of them will ask you for 100%, but take note that a place like Malta, Lithuania, Ireland, they'll be asking for 100% tuition fee payment outright.
Thank you very much. So Evelyn Osindende says, so for people above 30, like 46, is there any hope?
There is no hope for them, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay, so for such students, they are way too mature. Europe will never accept them to study there. And what I would advise for such a student is to seek admission in other study destinations. Canada is a place that, regardless of that age, they will still accept you. I have seen people who are in their 50s, 51, 52, getting visas. So once you are up to that age, you likely not. Europe is not a destination for you.
Okay, that's unfortunate. John Edet says, can you give highlights on France too?
So
I think he joined late, so he wants to get some highlights.
okay, let me give highlight. I think I have France. Let me just touch on it quickly. So, just as you can all see my screen, I won't pick everything, but it's a good destination. A good number of the schools don't ask for English language testing in France. Okay, a good number of schools do not ask for English language testing. More so, the government subsidize accommodation for students. Okay, so you likely be spending less for in terms of accommodation as a student in Germany, whether you're an international student or local student, it is being subsidized. Okay, so it's a very good place you can study. Tuition fee averagely between 7 to 15,000 euro per year. Living expense between 10 to 12,000 as well, and then the age requirement is similar. Okay, 25 marks for bachelor's, 30 for master's programs. You can also work and study earning somewhere around 10 to 12 euros per hour, maximum 20 hours a week. Okay, so France is a good place. It's a good place for studies. Yeah.
And can you go with your dependents?
No, no. They usually would not permit you to come with dependents. But then once you are done with your program, in some cases you can come, but it's not really straightforward. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody is asking for the recording. Yes, you get the recording. You get the link to the recording either before the end of next week. You should be getting a link to rewatch this session. Um,
Hi,
so
Roslyn. I
let's
think
see if
there's a
we have more
question.
questions. So
Yeah,
what's the
there's a question for
duration?
someone with a nursing background.
Okay. Josh, you say? Hello,
Yes.
Josh.
I was mentioning that we have a question from someone who wrote IELTS in September of 2022 with an overall band score of 0, I'm guessing, and she has a nursing background. She wants to know what options are available for her.
I can't hear you.
Okay, I heard what he asked. Somebody
Okay.
who sat for IELTS 2022, the student has a nursing background, wants to know what options are available for her. So I would encourage such students to try Malta as a destination. Okay, Malta is good, Lithuania is good, and the tuition fee is very affordable. Take for instance Malta. A lot of schools in Malta have what they call bridging programs, nursing bridging programs, if you can hear me properly. And what is the bridging program about? So if you are an RN, I don't know if the person is registered anyway, but if you are RN, that bridging programs enables you to work in Malta as a professional. However, you still go. It's an academic program though, but after that program is offered by universities. After the program, you can now start full-time work in Malta as a full-time practicing nurse. So the sky is very blue for nurses in Malta. Very blue.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Oluwafemi asks, what's the duration for spouse to come into Finland?
Between 4 to 6 months. I think I answered that earlier. 4 to 6 months. Yes.
Okay. How can I get to write IELTS exam to study in Finland? Do you need proof of funds to study in Finland?
You need
Um,
you need proof of funds to study anywhere. Okay. So like I said, living expense. First of all, what is proof of funds? Proof of funds is you presenting to the embassy your financial statement, trying to justify your financial capability to undertake your studies. And what is it? What does it comprise of? It comprises of you showing your living expense, and then whatsoever balance of tuition fee left after you've made any down payments. Okay, so proof of funds is required. For a place like Finland, let's say averagely you're having a tuition fee of 10,000 euro. If you pay half of that, let's say 5,000, you have a balance of 5,000. If you add that to, I don't want to use 10,000 for the living expense, I'll put that 12. Uh, it's always good for you to add additional money in case of currency fluctuation. So we are looking at somewhere around 17,000 euro. So do the calculation, whatever it is in naira, you would have to present that usually minimum 4 to 6 months for Finland. And then you need to also explain the source of the funds. So if you are being sponsored by someone like a family member, in most cases, which is usually acceptable, the person needs to show source of employment, let's say employment letter, pay slips, bank statement. If it's a self-employment person, business registration certificate, tax clearance certificate, and then any other document to just clean up the money to like make them convinced that this money is not for demonstration purposes alone. It's a genuine funds for the purpose of sponsoring you in school.
okay, awesome. So I have someone asking me for WhatsApp link. Agatha, please, can we have the WhatsApp, the link already? I'm gonna give you my contact so you can contact me directly, but there's also a link, guys, for you if you want us to contact you directly. So I think I have one last question. Praise Adebayo says, can an OND holder study in any of these countries you mentioned?
Yes, it is actually possible, okay? But I will tell you that the only program you can apply for is for a top up. So, top up programs are always available in even most of the European countries. So, you have to apply for top up. If you have OND, you can apply for top up, get a proper bachelor's degree. If you have HND, unfortunately, you cannot apply for a master's, okay?
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
one last question came through.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so Samuel is asking if with a marketing background, which study destination would be ideal? And also if the sponsor is not a direct family member, say a long distance family member like a godfather, would there be an issue?
Those kind of sponsorship always have come with problems. Okay. Remember, what the embassy is trying to be sure about is that you did not just get somebody from anywhere saying this is my sponsor and then you just wanted to fly. So ideally, it should be a related family member. And when I'm saying family member, I'm not even talking about like extended families here, where you have to show that my father is my father, my uncle's brother, my uncle, my auntie, my sister, my cousin. No, we are talking about this is my parents, these are my parents. I'm being sponsored by my parents, I'm being sponsored by my siblings, I'm being sponsored by an uncle related to my father or my mother with evidence of relationship between whichever uncle and your father, and then your father and yourself. So once you begin to exceed that circle, it becomes an issue. Okay, so usually it will always have a negative visa outcome. And I think
Okay,
you asked the question also, if you could rephrase that.
Okay. All right. Okay, Jennifer, thank you. You filled the form. So Favor Silas asks, which countries mentioned here is best to study nursing?
Just take I'm talking about in terms of flexibility and ease of application and a whole lot. I think you should just do Malta. Because what you also need to know, see, a number of, in fact, so many countries have certain restrictions on specific programs, right? Coming from international students. So if you're an international student, a lot of countries don't make it very easy for you to just study outrightly. So something like even Ireland, all those places to study things like nursing is not very easy. Going for a bachelor's program, except maybe you're going for masters, your RN and all. Uh, Malta, I will still go with Malta. I'll go with Malta. Trust me. I'll go with Malta. For ease of application, opportunities, you can imagine doing a bridging program for just 1 year, and then you have just stay back, work full time. Before you know, you get your residence, permanent residency, and all of that. So the sky is quite bright for nurses in places like Malta. And then they don't stress you out too much. The admission doesn't even take time. So why stress yourself? And the good thing is that by the time you get your stay back, remember you are in Europe already. If there are other opportunities elsewhere, you can also exploit those opportunities. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Guys, we still have Mr. Franklin here. We can take another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to be closing the session for today. I think we're
Okay,
already 5 minutes over the stipulated time.
yeah, there's a
Um,
question in from Cecil
okay,
Odronyako.
please go
All
ahead.
right, so which countries mentioned here is best for engineering and also finance and accounting?
If you're talking about engineering, go to Germany. Okay.
Okay.
Accounting, the good thing is for most countries in Europe, they are very good in business schools. Okay, Germany is also good. They have a lot of good business schools. They are offering courses in accounting, MBAs. Malta is also good. We have the Global Business School in Malta. We have, I think Ascensia Malta, College de Paris. You have there are a good number of schools. France is also good, but I think Germany is okay. Netherlands is okay. So You can't go wrong. There are options for you. Denmark is there, very nice destination as well. Then if the person has a very heavy budget to go to Switzerland, that's if you have a very heavy budget. But I think you get whatever you want in Germany, Malta, the Netherlands, Denmark, even Finland, France. You would definitely get. But for engineering, take Germany. For business, as you mentioned, accounting, you can also do Germany. You can do Malta. It's fine.
Awesome.
Emmanuel
So
wants to
Malta
know
is highly
about part-time
recommended.
jobs in Finland.
You said?
Emmanuel is asking about part-time jobs in Finland.
Yeah, you can. There are part-time jobs. You can work and study at the same time in Finland. There are.
For most of the countries in Europe, yes, as a student, you're very, 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 very likely to get a job. Usually having knowledge of the language is actually an advantage, but that is not something that's going to stop you from getting a job. Now, the quality of job would improve if you actually also dedicate time in learning the language. Also, if you want to stay back, if the idea is for you to be able to eventually get residency and make that place your home, or even another Schengen country your home, then you want to actually invest in learning the language, because that's the only way, honestly, that you're going to be able to compete with the citizens, compete with people that have been there all their lives, right? However, the exception would be if you are in core IT. A lot of IT opportunities make room for people who speak English. And for Ghanaians and Nigerians, that is already our first language, or maybe second if your mother tongue is your first language. So you would have an advantage of not actually needing to have very high level speech abilities. But if you are in any other profession, especially in the medical space, you will need to learn the language. Very important, because how do you care for someone who you can't even relate to? How do you administer drugs? You need to tell them what you're doing at every point in time, and the language is going to be necessary for that. So if you're thinking of studying in Europe and you're thinking of making that destination your destination, please, please, and please, you have time, right? Once you come in your first year, you can take a course your first year. By the time you have your post-study, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years, during that period, you can also continue learning. And because you're in the country, it's easier for you than, say, you're studying maybe French or German or Spanish in Nigeria, where you don't have people to communicate with. There, you are immersed in the language, in the culture, so it's easy for you to pick up. And once you're able to pick up enough, maybe at a B1 level, then you have lots and lots of job opportunities. So that's just an advice for us. So guys, I'm going to be telling you about what we do at Nexi. Here we have brought in some of our partners to talk to you. At Nexi, we partner with a lot of institutions and agencies that gives us access to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of schools. I would say even thousands of schools. We have a lot of options for you. Now, we work with the UK, US, Canada, Ireland, Australia, and all of Europe. And that this includes France, Malta, Germany, Austria, Finland, all the countries you just heard here. And if you want us to help you with any of these services, please, 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 please fill the form that has been sent here. Our counseling services is completely free. You are actually not charged to come and ask questions. Now, also, some of our services are also completely free, such as if you're going to the UK, for instance, is from start to finish till you pack your bags and go. We do it completely free. You don't have to pay any dime. However, for some other countries, as you can see, or rather, as you heard during the initial presentations, we do need to pay for your application fee. And there are also other charges that actually comes with that. So for some destinations, there is a standard service fee that you have to pay. But for other destinations, we actually do it for free. Now, if you want more information about this, please do contact us and we can actually help you start your process. So like I said, Information is free. We can help you decide on a country that best suits you and your situation, your pocket, your family situation, your background, your qualifications, everything. We'll look into that. And we can help you fast track admission services. Like I said, we're partnered with hundreds and hundreds of institutions across the globe, and we can actually bring those options to your doorstep. Also, from our initial presentations, you heard from the reps from the schools where they said they conduct interviews. Now, this is actually a standard practice for a lot of institutions. It's standard, right? And this is a hurdle you need to pass. And we have qualified counselors that can help you pass this process very seamlessly. And that is part of the services that we offer. And we do guarantee that you're going to succeed in whatever interview that has to do with your admission processing. And that is why you want to choose us as your study abroad partner. And also, one of our expertise as well is visa processing. Like I said at the beginning, in case you guys weren't here, we've helped over 6,000 people in the 11 years we've been in existence. And that doesn't come by not knowing how to actually process visas for our students. So when it comes to visa processing, we also have very brilliant guys in our visa department who would actually take your application to heart and ensure that they're putting in the best application for you. And beyond that, we give continuous support. We have lots and lots of people that we still keep in contact with abroad, and we still offer different kinds of services, and also even help our new students going to connect with people that are already in those countries to help them on board or land, in a softer way. So these are these and many more are part of the services that we offer. And that is why I encourage you to come to us and then have more opportunity to explore as much as you would want. Thank you very much for making this session. I want to remind you, this is just session 1 of a 3-part sessions. We have session 2 and session 3. Session 2, we're talking about UK, and we have some of our schools are coming to talk to you about their schools, and you get the opportunity also to ask them questions directly. And we're going to be talking about the UK and Ireland. Then in the evening, this is going to hold 12 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow, 8th of June, and 11 p.m. Ghanaian time. Now we're going to have another session with some of our partners from the US and Canada. This is going to be holding 5 p.m. Nigerian time and 4 p.m. Ghanaian time. Please make it a date. The afternoon session is going to be for 2 hours like we had today, while the evening session, which is for the UK, for Canada and US, is going to be for 1 hour 60 minutes. So please, guys, if you want more information and you want to hear from the horse's mouth, do make it a date, and also invite your friends and families who are looking for specified information that can actually help them decide on which country they want to work. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Franklin. These are our contact information. These are the locations that we're currently present in. However, we service everybody everywhere. So anywhere you are in Ghana, anywhere you are in Nigeria is fine. These are just where we have our physical locations. You can contact us with any of this contact information. And please be sure to know that we're going to actually send you this presentation. So if there's some information that you feel like you want a repeat, then you'll have the opportunity to do so, to rewatch it. I'm going to allow for maybe another extra 5 minutes to answer some of the questions. I think some people are dropping, I guess. Silas says, does Navy process your study visa if you apply to any schools in the country? Yes, we process your study visas. That is part and parcel of the services we offer. In fact, I would say that is one of the most important part. It is 50% of the hassle. Getting you a school, choosing and everything, and getting the admission is just 50%. Now, actually getting you into the school, into the country, that's now the most important part after we have crossed the initial hurdle. And yes, we actually take that process very seriously, and we help you 100% along the way. So we've got your back. So if we don't have any other questions, I would think that we will be ending the session now. We're actually 15 minutes beyond our initial timing. But I want to thank Mr. Franklin, if he's still here. Is Mr. Franklin still here?
He dropped off.
Oh, okay. So I want to thank him in his absence for taking the time to come and share a lot of his knowledge with us. Guys, take advantage, okay? Take advantage. Do not wait. If I'm going to tell you something that I've learned in this industry is that when you want to make a decision to study abroad, you need to take that decision seriously and act fast. Now, between last year and this year, I would say in the middle of last year till now, we've seen so many radical changes. I mean, changes that has been like 180-degree total turnaround from countries that were very open to dependence suddenly just waking up and they don't want anymore. Countries that were extremely affordable, so suddenly increasing their proof of funds or living cost requirements 100% or even 120, 130%, or immigration requirements getting more stringent, or even people taking off, your ability to stay back and work. So there are always going to be changes. There are always going to be maybe additional fees that you have to pay, or additional hurdles that you have to cross, or you might not even be able to move with your family if that is what you intend. So for me, I always advise that when you are ready and you want to make a decision, take it seriously and just go with it, because it will never be better. We've always had the stories of, oh, last year was better, last year. So what I have learned is that it will never get better. It will be getting worse. It's either, even if it gets cheaper, immigration will be tighter, or if immigration is tighter, it is more expensive, or if by the time it's not more expensive, one hassle or not is there. So if you can do it, just take that leap and do it now. Okay, so thank you everyone for making it till the end. I want to say kudos to the guys that started and actually ended this session, and I hope you have an amazing evening. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow. Please make it a date. You'll be receiving the link in your emails and also as text messages. Please do another date with us tomorrow. So bye from us and Nexi.